to all the replay viewers. We appreciate you guys being here and tuning in. This is the Halley Quynh Show, where we show up live every single week, sharing anything that has to do with growth, healing, self-love, transformation, all the things. So you can see our topic is what's bothering you about them is what's bothering you with you. Okay? Pretty direct. And we're simply going to share what's been coming up for us that relates to that topic. So, hi everybody. So, I was sharing with this lovely woman here that, hi everybody, that I've been talking with a family member, and this family member is having issues with other people, withholding information from them and lying to them in front of their face. That's not fun. So how many of you guys have experienced people lying that wasn't able to be honest with you? And also, you just know, right? Because we all feel the vibes. We can tell when someone is withholding information, and that bothers you. So as I was sharing this, Halley she was seeing something in that. So what was it that you were seeing with this situation that I'm sharing with you about this certain family member of mine?
Well, so the way that we do these lives is that, and we're all pulled in today because we don't have our mics, but Quynh and I meet up and we just talk about what's relevant for us right now, what's up, what we've been moving through or looking at or healing with.
Yeah.
And so she was sharing this story, and so it really related to one of the main things that I've been working on my journey, which is that all this time I've had like a pattern of getting romantically involved with people that were not emotionally available.
How many of y'all can relate to that? Let us know.
Yeah. So that's, it's a very common pattern, and that has definitely been my pattern. It generally happens when you had not enough parental support. Maybe you had a missing parent. So you're just kind of attracted to not really getting your needs met. So anyways, all this time I've been what is up with all these people, this pattern? Oh my gosh, how do I get rid of this pattern? Until I realized very recently that I have also been extremely emotionally unavailable.
Breakthrough, mirror effect.
And I didn't realize it because it felt like in comparison, I was the one that was willing and wanting and
ready
and ready, yes, and wanting to connect, until I started seeing, once I started to just kind of own the possibility that I was emotionally unavailable, then I started to really see the evidence of that and the ways that closeness in my life has caused me to turn away in certain situations, and these moments of shutting down and these moments of pushing people away, and just my track record with that.
Man.
And so as I'm healing this wound, instead of it being about the types that I attract, I'm really healing it within myself. So we were talking about, back to Quynh's story, about when there is something outside of you that feels what is wrong with this person? Why are they doing this thing? Why do I keep having these types of people show up? Why is this behavior a repeat behavior? Such as why do people withhold information from
they keep
me?
lying to me, what's up? And this is repeated cycle. Yeah,
it's because it's in you. It's because it's in you, right? Either you're withholding information from yourself or others, right? You're lying to yourself or others, and aren't aware of it yet, right?
Yeah.
We're just unconscious. We're unconscious of our own wounding, which is why the way that we learn about our wounding is by seeing it through others. But we usually, that's what projection is. We usually see it in others and think it's about them, but we're always seeing ourselves. Always, always, always. So when you start changing your relationship to blame, and instead take a position of curiosity within, that's how you start changing the things that are happening.
Yes, and with this family member, as you guys know, with the self-love journey, you become safe for people to express to you. And with this family member, you know, I can see where the blocks are, and it's that, like, if we were to put a mirror up right now, are we open to seeing what could be inside of us that's truly the issue? Because we are saying everyone else is the issue, and you're the one who's doing everything right. You know, you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do those kind of actions that they're doing, but perhaps there is something deeper than that. Anthony, I saw you, but people don't realize how deep it is. It's all in the mirror. So I feel like the next conversation that I'm going to be having with this person is to ask back these questions of, you know, was there ever a time where you felt like you needed to hold back information, or you felt like you needed to, like, lie, right? And I can just feel the fear and the uncomfortableness of realizing that, because you have to take ownership in something that you didn't see that was there. And if we've been in the mindset of blame for a really, really long time, it becomes your truth. But as we've said, what if that truth is a lie? So it's like, oh my God, it's like having to literally rewire. And especially if, you know, depending on how many years you've lived this way, the breakthrough might take some time.
Yeah.
Because it's truly when you realize it and accept it, it's like, like for yourself, like, oh my God, I've been the one who's emotionally unavailable, which is so crazy, right? So and yeah, what is something that has been bothering you about you
That you're experiencing through others.
There's
something I want to say on this also that Quynh and I talk about all of the time, which is self-compassion. Because, you know, that, like, the first step is seeing it, right? Like, seeing it in yourself. And then you're going to, like, probably feel really bad.
Yeah, shame,
like,
guilt.
Shame, right? Like, oh, shit, I've been the one all this time. Or, like, and then you start to remember the people that have been unintentionally harmed by your, like, unconsciousness of this behavior, in the same way that we've been harmed by other people's unconsciousness. Like, we have harmed others with our unconsciousness.
Yes.
So as we start to become conscious of that which we are unconscious of, or were unconscious of previously, like, you know, like, there's gonna be feelings. There's gonna be, like, a sense of, like, wow, I did not know I was doing that to that person, and now I can see it. So self-forgiveness is just, like, so important. Like, don't do this work without, like calling on your self-forgiveness and your compassion. Because we're always doing our best with what we know, and we're not supposed to know everything right away. We're supposed to know it when we're supposed to know it.
Right.
So yeah.
What's coming up for me too is, like, having the humility to know that you're, like, a student again. Like, you are still learning. You don't know everything, no matter what age you are, you know. And I believe that's where the block is, where the self-compassion is not there. So perhaps, you know, like what she said, like, when we see it, meaning we're becoming aware of it, make sure you have some kind talks to yourself, or get in the practice of being kind to yourself. Because if you're saying yes to the healing journey and, like, open to, like, better changes or healthier changes, there's going to be some things that will come up that will make you feel bad about yourself. Yeah, so
a lot of things.
Love it that you brought up the self-compassion part. Hi everyone for tuning in. Anthony says, you are in the mindset of a lie. It becomes your truth. What? Mic drop. Yes. My God. And then we're exposed to more things. So we know it's scary. We know it's, like, nerve-wracking, and a bunch of fear comes up as far as, like, opening that door that you know you've been avoiding. And you already just, when you think about the pain from childhood and stuff. And I've been trying that with this family member too. Like, have you ever, like, got in trouble with your parents before, you know? And she has. So it's like, let's talk about that, because that's pain, that's fear.
Yeah.
And she talked about so nonchalantly, which I'm kind of curious. Anyway, so.
But yeah, I think that's a good point, is, like, when we can experience, like, so when we feel like someone is causing us harm in some certain way, and if we can name that behavior and then ask ourselves, when was I doing that or acting in that way? So that you can remember, like, the other side, and remember, like, what it is where you were at when that was your only option.
Right.
When that was your best option, when that was the best you could do. You know, that helps generate understanding and empathy and compassion for the other person in their process.
Yes, which decreases the tension and the chances of arguing and attacking. Even they don't mean to attack, but it's coming off that way, right? Like I have people asking me, like, how should I approach X, Y, and Z? And I have to ask them, well, where are you coming from? You know, like before you have this conversation, are you still triggered? Are you still angry? Are you still mad? We did a workshop about clearing with yourself before you proceed in a clearing conversation. So all these questions, all this reflection and self-love and being kind to yourself, it is so needed before we feel confident in like making that step with another person. It truly takes a lot of inner work because we will see like clearly the other side. And as you accept your responsibilities, you're willing to be understanding of the other person, you know? And so if you feel like you're not ready for that, there's still more understanding that we need to do in here.
Yeah.
You know, we won't have the space to do that with others.
It just makes me think about when you are triggered and you feel like the solution, you feel so uncomfortable that you feel like the solution is like going in for the, like writing the email or sending the text, like right then and there, like while you're in your trigger.
Yeah.
And then, like, maybe you do it, and then you're like, yeah, that felt good. But then, like, later, after you've had some time to process it and, like, do your own inward seeing and taking your own self-responsibility and whatever, looking at the situation more objectively, it's just like, oh, wow, I would have said all of that in a very different way if I would have given myself some space to have my process. This is something I have to remind myself of a lot. Because you want to act from that place of like, oh, I must do this.
Yes.
So to like pull back and say like, this is not a rush. There's no urgency here. And this is a tip that someone gave me once, that if you feel urgency, that's a sign to wait.
Ooh, yeah, trust me, we both know it's really hard.
Yeah, but it's really hard.
It's like the awareness, the practice of the awareness and the mental like thought process. Yeah, for sure.
Like you're not going to make your best move in your trigger. You're just not.
Yes, and this is how you mentioned it earlier, subconsciously harming others. You don't realize that you're done it while you're in your trigger. Because here's the thing, you know that you need to release, but you're really releasing onto somebody. Somebody that, you know, is now going to be wearing that. It's like, whoa, where's that coming from? You know, so love this talk, you guys. We're committed to showing up every single week. Love seeing you guys here on a Saturday. We were supposed to go a couple days ago. We're here on a Saturday, and look, like maybe this is, I don't know. See, we're just with the flow. Yeah, we just flow. We show up when we can. And if you guys have any other topics that you feel that is needed, you could DM us. If you don't want to be tagged when we like post the question, if you want to be anonymous, you can ask for that too. You know, because we're really here to serve. We're really here to talk about the uncomfortable things so that we can be better, you know, like so that we can really be in the process of healing, because you will see the relationships around you, transform.
Yeah, totally.
Whether they create more distance because they weren't serving you, it just opens up.
The new ones come in,
yes.
Are aligned.
It strengthens,
or it strengthens existing bonds. Like you could really like revolutionize all of your relationships by practicing what we've spoken to today.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. There's something on the other side. All right, you guys. We'll see you the next time we see you. Thank you, everyone, for joining. All the replay viewers. Feel free to share this out if you feel like somebody in your community needs to hear this. And we are hosting a workshop. It is sold out. However, if we have 2 more people on the wait list, we will host a second one. It's a creative workshop. So if you guys have more questions, just let us know. All right, guys. See you guys next week.